Hey, what's up, all you sports fans? I'm greeting you in a very positive vibe, but I also gotta say that as positive as I'm trying to be in this video, um, I'm telling you, with all the 49ers gear that I'm wearing the hat, I'm wearing the hoodie pullover. I even got the 49ers coronavirus mask they're supposed to wear. What I'm saying is that, regardless of all this 49ers gear and apparel that I'm wearing, I gotta be honest with you. I'm not too proud to be a 49ers fan right now because the way we've been playing thus far in this 2021 season just completely stinks. With our loss to the Seahawks yesterday, we were going into that game with a 6-5 record. But by virtue of the loss, we are now we've earned ourselves a loss, and now we're at a 6-6 record. And arguably, we should have a 8-4 record. And I am going to simply explain why we should have an 8-4 record. The reason being is because when we played the Green Bay Packers on national broadcast in Santa Clara Levi Stadium, one of the reasons why I say we should be 8-4 is because that was just a completely blown loss by mostly by Kyle Shanahan and his offensive coordinators' play calling. It's like, I know we're talking about the NFL. It's a very high intense game where tensions are really high. It's very tense. It's a very aggressive sport. Also, it's a fast-paced, moving sport, and there's a lot of tenacity involved. There's a lot of tenacity. There's a lot of aggression, and there's a lot of pumped-up energy and wanting to win the game and wanting to score. I could totally understand that. But the thing is that when we were playing Green Bay, when we lost to them, when Aaron Rodgers scored that game-winning touchdown in the final drive of the fourth quarter, what I'm trying to indicate is the fact that here's what I'm saying mostly. It's good that the team wants to score. It's a good thing that you're anxious, you want to score. You're tenacious about scoring. You should do it right away. That's very true. But to the best of my recollection, memory serves me correctly, when the 49ers scored before Crosby's field goal to win that game that night, what I'm saying is that in that last drive when we scored before Crosby's game-winning field goal, we could have at least, I don't know, I'm estimating we were probably at the 20 or 30 yard line before the end zone. I forgot really. But the point I'm trying to make is that we could have ran a few plays to run the clock. It was very unwise of the offensive coordinator, if it was him, or if it was Kyle Shanahan, if it was him, to score so goddamn quickly. Like I said, it's good that they're tenacious. They want to score, so because they want to win. That's a good thing, okay? But they were so in a goddamn hurry to get in the end zone. I mean, knowing their offense and knowing their own roster, they should know their players' capabilities and know that we could afford to perhaps milk the clock a little bit. Run a few plays. Say, for example, your first and 10 at the 12-yard line. I'm just making a fake scenario. Okay, you could just, a strategic way you could milk the clock is just get within the 2 and 1 yard line just to get that first down without scoring to make it first and goal. So what I'm saying is that leaving about so I don't know, I forgot. Maybe it was a minute or a minute and 20, a minute and 30, or a minute and 15. I really forgot. But leaving so much time on the clock after you score, It's just giving Aaron Rodgers too much of an advantage to come back and win a game. Okay, based on all the games that we've seen throughout Aaron Rodgers' history, we know who he is. We know the type of quarterback that he is. He's a comeback quarterback, and as much as I hate to say it, he's one of the best comeback quarterbacks there is in the game and in the business. Just like a few years ago, I can't recall what year it was, but it made really big news and headlines when he threw this ball really deep downfield as a Hail Mary to beat the Detroit Lions, and it made headlines. So the point I'm trying to make is that simply you just don't give the type of quarterback, you just don't give that type of quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, the kind of time, the opportunity to win the game, because he had over a minute and 20 left at that game that I'm talking about to get Crosby close enough to win the field goal. All I'm simply saying is that he's Aaron Rodgers is the type of quarterback that you don't want to give any open opportunity to win the game. You don't want to give him any more than a minute on the final drive if he's going to be the last team or last person to have possession of the ball. He's just the type of quarterback where you don't want to open any opportunity for him at all. But I'm sorry if I'm exaggerating, talking too much about that, but you just don't do that with a quarterback like that. And also, yesterday, I kind of took a nap watching the Niners Seahawks game, but when I woke up, I noticed that one of our players that returned the ball, I believe his name is Trenton Canyon, he got injured, and they had to call the ambulance and have him sent to the hospital. So anytime there was an ambulance involved, you know that the injury is really bad. But all I'm saying is that it's bad enough that players get hit by the opposite team. I could see that as more of a legitimate reason as to why they get injured. But for fucking Christ's sakes, as I pointed out, I know football is a very high intense, very aggressive sport, very tenacious sport, but goddamn, why don't our own 49er players watch where the fuck they're going, man? I mean, it was because of him. He ran into his own player and he caused Trenton Cannon very serious injury where a stretcher and an ambulance had to be involved. Okay? It's like, of all reasons, it wouldn't bother me so much if we were injured by, again, the opposite team. But we're talking about our own fucking players. All because they're careless and they're not watching where they're going. He fucking caused a friendly fire and in the process injured one of our own teammates. This is bullshit, man. And not only that, I want to point out a couple other things about the game. It's like, isn't the head coach or the offensive coordinator or the defensive coordinator or whoever the hell is in charge, aren't they disciplining these players? Huh? Giving them a figurative knock on the head and telling them, you can't do these things. You'll get penalized for it. Because mainly what I'm talking about is the roughing the passer caller that happened twice. But I don't know. Aren't these stupid? I'm talking about my own players, the 49er players. Aren't these 49er defensive players getting the goddamn message? The first time that they got the roughing the passer call, it didn't bother me so much. Probably a one-time deal. It's no big thing. And it's something they could just rub off because, they'll make up for this penalty and, act as though it didn't happen. And, it's just kind of a petty thing, right? But the thing that upset me about it the most is the fact that we're talking about a penalty that occurred twice. So it's like roughing the passer penalty happening once, it's okay, but twice. But aren't these stupid ass defensive players getting it through their thick heads that it's intolerable, and the next time they do it, they're going to be penalized again for it? I mean, what the hell is it with these players? I mean, it's not just that. it's other things that are not related to the game yesterday, like horse collar and grabbing the face mask. What is it? I don't know. You guys tell me. You guys leave a comment below my video and you tell me. What is it about these goddamn players that don't understand that every time they do these illegal plays or what have you, they're gonna get penalized for it. Whether if it's the face mask, grabbing the horse collar, roughing the passer. I just don't understand why, if they know they're gonna get penalized for it, why even do it to hurt their own team? That's all I'm trying to convey to you viewers out there. And also, man, Jimmy Garoppolo, I don't know, man. It's like, I don't know why they throw the ball. If they can't find the receiver, they throw it out of bounds or what have you. And it's like, I know, like I mentioned, I know that the football is a very fast-paced game. But when you're throwing the ball, are you not trying to throw the ball to the receiver? But basically what I'm saying is that when you see your target, how do you not see your target? Okay? It's like, I don't know. What I'm saying is that if you see your target, it should be thrown directly to him. I don't know. Maybe I just threw that out there because I'm not a professional sports player. Maybe I should just leave that alone. But anyway, that and yeah, we're just having a lousy, fucked up season, man. And another reason why we should be 8-4 is because we had the lead against the Seahawks, and we should have beaten them. And we should have never. Garoppolo should have never threw that interception. And also, since I'm making this video, I just thought I'd throw this out there, about the fact that although I'm not a expert sports analysis, I'm getting sick of the way these expert sports analysis you see on TV. I'm not going to name them because I don't want to sound like I am slandering anybody. But all over in general, I'm getting sick of the expert sports analysis you see on CBS, if it's Fox, if it's ESPN, if it's NBC or ABC. And the reason why I get sick and tired of listening to their bullshit is because, like I said, I'm not a sports expert analysis, but I can tell you one thing. I get sick and tired of judging the probability of the victory or the defeat based on how many times a certain team lost at a certain stadium, or their win streak or losing streak against a certain team. So I'm just throwing out fake numbers for the sake of making an example. Let's say, for example, a team has lost 8 straight games to a certain team, especially if it's a division rival. Okay, reason why I don't feel that you can make a comparison from an 8-game losing streak to the same team and division rival is because, let's say, I'm just throwing out fake numbers out there. Let's say, for example, they lost 6 times. Okay, anytime a team plays their own division rival, it's usually twice per year. So what I'm saying is that the reason why you can't make the comparison that they lost 6 straight times and say that they've been on a losing streak against this team is because the reason why I feel that it's not a fair comparison is because, as I mentioned, most times NFL teams will play a division rival twice per year. And let's say, for example, they'll make an argument, say they lost 6 straight times and they might lose to them again. You can't make that comparison. Why? Because they played them twice this year, and then the previous year was twice. Okay, you understand the pattern. They played the division rivals twice, so they play them twice. Just for the sake of making an example, not using real numbers. In 2020, they played them twice. And 19 they played them twice. That'll make up 6 times. Twice in 2019, twice in 2020, and twice in 2021. Okay, the reason why you can't make that comparison is because in each year, 2021, 2020, 2019, it could be a different roster. Why? Because in between those years, there's a lot of gaps. And to make a perfect example of what I'm talking about, you can't say, well, Niners, they may lose against the Seahawks because they've been struggling against them. Yeah, that's true. When they had that Marshawn Lynch and when they had Jimmy Graham, when they were a much stronger offense. But see, that's the thing. You can't carry that comparison over and make that comparison now. Why? It's a totally different roster. And although I am a sports fan, I want to tell you that I'm a realistic sports fan. I don't believe in luck. I don't believe in mojos. And I don't believe in any superstitions. If a player is going to win if a team, that's what I meant. If a team is going to either win or lose to a certain team, I base everything on how that day is going to go. It's going to be by performance. All right? I'm not going to judge everything by statistics. That just because they won, just making an example, just because they're on a hot streak, they won 6 games. They won 6 games. Does not mean that they're going to win the 7th game. Okay? So I'm just saying, me personally, I don't judge the probability of a win or defeat based on a win streak or I'm feeling lucky or lucky charm by a superstition, or I'm not going to determine a victory or defeat because we're going to play in a certain stadium and we're going to win because we're playing in that certain stadium. That's bullshit, man. Because to be more specific, who was it that won the division? I think it was in 2019 against the Seahawks. It was the 49ers. All right, so don't sit up there and fucking tell me that the Niners have been struggling at that stadium. We beat them to win the division. Then we went on to play the Vikings in the divisional round and the Packers in the championship round. Okay, so you cannot say that the stadium brings them bad luck or they've been struggling in that stadium. I want to point out, like I'm saying, stadium has, or where you're playing, has absolutely nothing to do with it at all. Like I said, the probability of the victory or defeat has everything to do with the player's performance and how well they're doing that day and how well they're feeling that day. It has nothing to do with where they are. And let me also say, it has nothing to do with weather conditions. Just to give an example, you can't say that one team is going to lose because, I'm just, throwing out an example. I'm not talking about a specific scenario, but you can't say that a certain team is going to lose playing in a certain city or state. Like, for example, they're going to lose because they're playing in Chicago where it's going to be snowing and heavy wind and heavy snow. You can't say that. Why can't you say that? Because guess what? The heavy wind and heavy snow and all those bad weather elements could also work against the Chicago Bears just as much as it works against the visiting team. Okay? So it's just stupid the way people, especially sports fans and especially sports expert analysis. It's just a goddamn shame the way they judge the probability of a victory or a defeat based on those stupid ass things and stupid ass superstitions. Alright, that's my video. Hope you enjoy it. Leave your comment below. Thank you.